National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Houston Texans.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go. This is it. 19. 36. 4 down. 4 down. Alert flare. Alert flare. Flare. Flare.
49. Check 49. Check 49.
Switch it. Switch it. Switch it. Come on. Switch it.
Check 13. Check 13.
6 guys.
On first down, Nielsen. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Here we go.
From the gun, here's Watson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of...
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or a man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
Shit. Check.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. From the 50, it's Watson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
It's our time. Check 31, check 31. Sponge. No.
25, check 25.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Reset. 19. Check 45 the mic. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. I can land. 45 the mic.
Come to my world. We want it. Come to my world.
3rd and 2. Watson. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the kick from here on a field goal would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Here we go on 4th. Watson and Robinson with a big catch. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
Good for the Texans. First down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive.
Check 99.
Out of the gun, Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
64. At 59.
Again, it's Watson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down.
Under 10. 10. Quick dash. Go. Let's go.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. They have the 1st down with that gain of 4 yards.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Finish the tap. 19.
Watch the backer, watch the backer.
59, 59. That's it. 45, 45. Let's go.
On first down, it's Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43.
22 jet bombers, 22 jet bombers.
Back. Check.
You're out.
Fresno.
Let's go.
They'll try the left side. Addison, and able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
54.
Stay with your man.
Mike's 50.
Hey, wahoo. Now.
2nd and 5. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
And the Falcon first down.
On the double.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Go.
Back 55. Watch the twist.
Go.
They'll set up a throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, it's Quentin Dunbar with a pick.
You've seen me out here. That's right.
First down pass. Intercepted. The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's go, D. 54. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Kill.
After the interception, here's Watson. He finds Robinson. And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Switch. Hey, 31.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Through an opening, and there he goes. The 30, 10, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play, a pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point attempt to follow here. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead.
Next to score, Falcons 7, Texans nothing.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Double dog, that's the way. 55's Mike, guys, 55. It's a party now.
They're going to look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Let's go. 10 logo.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
Rock it. 24, check 24. He's coming. We got double up. Ready.
On 3rd down, Addison. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And his kick here is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
At their own 29-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the IMT on the last drive. Open man is QT, complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
At the 38-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Check 3. Check your hot read. 26.
45, 45. Mike, 40.
Out we go. Out we go.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
I got you.
Hey, 59.
45 the mic. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Go. 45, 45.
Down we go.
From the gun, Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Guys, out time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Hey, Delta. 5.
2nd and 10. This one caught by Ridley. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards the pickup there.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ready to break.
Mike 5-4. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there.
Deep grip. Deep grip.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. This complete to Jones. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
2nd and 1 at the 7-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Time go. Go. Check safety. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Hey.
They run the counter. Addison. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back.
On the ready.
Watch it, you ain't got nothing.
Smith trying to run for it. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
At the Texans' 8-yard line.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
80 weapon.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons push further out in front. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes our score 17-0.
Texans, nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
24 is down, he's coming.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Play it.
From the pistol, they run it with Murray. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike.
Watch the curl. Look small.
Mike's 22. Mike.
Watson on 3rd and 2. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
Watson now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%. And it's 1st and 10. Watson now from the gun, he'll throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by DeMonte Casey. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick-6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Slam. Whip. Watch the whip.
They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Back to you.
They'll keep it on the ground. Addison, and he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
And it brings up 3rd down.
Ready, set. 55, 55. Hey, eat. Here we go. Bravo. Check, 55 to mine. Check.
They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zach Cunningham picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Watson now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10.
Run you over. Pick it up.
Now Watson operating from the gun. And he will find his man on the outside. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Watch the slant. Switch. Check 50.
Now they'll run on the draw. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
You're set. 19. Come on, 45. I'm trying to collect. 24. Check. And go.
Operating from the gun, Watson. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
That's another Texans first down. First and goal at the 2-yard line.
They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? They'll try to run this one in. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they've met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
Slam.
They'll keep it on the ground. Nielsen, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans cut into that lead. Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2. Here's Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. Ricky. Ready.
2nd and 15. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Right there in the middle.
They'll drop the throw. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Hey, Team 6. Team 6.
I'm coming. Mike 55. Hey, eat.
Hey, Echo. 5.
Back to throw. Caught by Jones. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 33.
First down, Falcons.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory, down at the 33.
218, chopper. Deep grip.
They'll run on first down. Addison, and he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
31-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. That's complete to Smith.
That's it, baby. That's it. That's it. Big hit.
Ready, ready. Topper, topper. Hey, high 7.
Check right. Watch 55.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55.
Push him in.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Now for the point after. And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
Makes the score Falcons 31, Texans 6.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down.
Check 24, check 24.
Shift.
Wide, get wide.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Come off the ball.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go. Hey, 59. Mark 22, Mark 22. Let's go. Hey, 55.
Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some.
From the gun, here's Watson. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
I got one. 64. 45's the mic. Oh, Trot. To you.
45, 45, 45, Mike, 45.
59.
Check, 45 to Mike. Check, 45 to Mike. Here we go, here we go. 45 to Mike.
Throwing again is Watson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Thomas the intended target, but now it's third down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
The Texans on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Alert 3.
59. 59.
Out of the gun, Watson. Caught here by Griffin. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And Robinson with a big catch. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now, no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
That's another Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Butts it, butts it.
31.
Like 22, he's coming, 25.
To the air yet again, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
45 to Mike. Wild Bill, Wild Bill.
Delta, Delta.
45, 45, 45, Mike, 45.
Watson looks to throw again. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
55.
45 to Mike, 45 to Mike.
Again, it's Watson. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Watch the curl, watch the curl.
Now.
On 1st down, Addison fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back at New Paltz, Mrs. Barthema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Let go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Addison. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Come on, QB, come on. Hey, watch edge, watch edge.
Check. Lucky.
They run the counter. Addison. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Hey, Alpha.
2nd and 13. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First down, Falcons.
Down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line.
Hey, Haywood.
Mark 55, Mark 55.
Ready?
He'll look to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 39 yards there, a big one. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that.
And they will take a knee here. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And his kick is good. And their lead will swell up to 28. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game.
And now here is another interception. P.J. Williams with a pick.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Gator.
Here we go, here we go.
Hard. Get it.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Complete to Jones. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because they had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
The quarterback keeps it.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
2 times. 4 down. Alert.
General West. Now.
The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural,
yeah,
but
I like where we're going.